Hiya buddies, Jose Wire Ninjas. We build systems and circuits of integrity. We're also Dreamedia's preferred partner in the New Jersey area, and that means two things. Number one, we make great content here on the YouTube platform for you guys, and number two, if you need system design, sales, service, parts, audio video equipment, whatever it is, please reach out to Dreamedia. They'll take great care of you. Today we are in Long Valley, New Jersey, where we're gonna show you guys a recently completed installation. We put a lot of time and effort into this thing. Considered to be a whole house wiring project, including data, local area network, which means hardwired ports on the wall, as well as Wi-Fi access points. So not only do we hardwire points of interest here, such as TV, media locations, gaming consoles or PC workstations, but we also deployed and built a Wi-Fi network, designed and deployed this Wi-Fi network to ensure that the homeowners experience seamless Wi-Fi coverage throughout the home, as well as the front and backyard. We're going to show you everything, so let's just get into it. All right, gang, so we're inside the home. We're going to start in the second floor, and then we'll work our way down. We're currently in the master bedroom area. We did a couple things here. Number one, TV panel got wall mounted. There's a lot of patchwork, as you can see. TV panel got wall mounted. We also did a few more things here. We ran power to the TV location. There was not an outlet up on the wall. Nobody likes to see wires, and yes, we are the wire ninjas, so one of our main duties in life is to conceal wires or cables within your home. So once this gets painted, it'll look absolutely beautiful. So we added power here, we got the TV up. We also added data for the TV. So the TV's hardwired to the network, so they'll never experience that buffering that you really just don't want to experience ever. Also, if you take a look up here, there's a Wi-Fi access point. The Wi-Fi access points in all our deployments are strategically placed to ensure that we're going to cover the particular spatial parameters as well as the structure and the structural layout. All these things are unique to each and every home. So we take into account all these things and we deploy the access points where we see fit in correlation to this data. So this is the master bedroom. That access point will cover this room as well as the neighboring room, the kitchen below us, and part of the living room as well. But a good third of the house will be covered by this access point. There's a very large space here behind. It's a really open floor plan bathroom. There's a workspace behind here. I happen to really like this layout. It's really cool. There's no reason to section off the entire home. It really gives me inspiration and ideas for my own home. There is a guest room over there, a little DJ booth, stuff like that. Nothing really happened there. We didn't need data. We have good Wi-Fi coverage there. Take a look. Really cool, open, vaulted living space. If we head into the office, we'll see a couple more things. We have several hardwired ports on the wall. There's a port there with two hardwired connections. Remember, all these can be switched out, so we can add a switch at any of these locations. If we have additional equipment that we need to provide a hardwired connection, you could always add ports. We also have a dedicated line here. Each of the workstations have dedicated lines. This is very important depending on what type of work you're doing, and this happens to be a gamer's paradise, so we really need hardwired connections here. We also have an access point up there. This Wi-Fi access point, the location was chosen again due to the structure and the areas of coverage desired. We'll head down, first floor. We have a study, I guess you call it. I don't know, great room, study, mud room. Here we have the dining room, kitchen area, all covered by the access points above us. When you deploy access points, particularly Unify, the Wi-Fi tends to emit in kind of a hot air balloon pattern. And so with this information in mind, it helps us deploy them where they are necessary. Living space, we have an OLED, went up on the mantle. We did a sound bar. We concealed all the cables in the wall. This area is a little special too. Besides the normal, adding power and data into the wall, we provide all that so that you can't see any of the cables, everything's concealed. But also, we did something special here. PS5, wall mounted in just the best way possible, in my opinion. Hardwired data connection, HDMI, ports on the wall. So this all goes back to the TV panel. There's ports behind the TV as well. It's really you couldn't do a better job, in my opinion. The only way this could get better is if we wired it all back to a rack location elsewhere, but the budget actually just gets insane, honestly. For you to transmit 120 hertz, I mean, the cables alone, very expensive equipment, but we accomplished a really nice thing here, in my opinion. I love the way this is up. I love the way it's mounted. I love the aesthetics of it. And I love the way that it's functional. It's truly functional because you have power and data here where you need it. Ports on the wall, you know? You're not running cable every time that you need to. Let's say, I mean, these things come out every year, 2 years. So when he upgrades, when we upgrade the gaming console, he's just gonna put the new one up, plug it in, that's it. We don't need to call the wire ninjas, although I wouldn't mind. The soundbar is nice. I haven't heard it, but it does look nice, and it does feature a good amount of speakers. I've heard very good things by a few clients on that soundbar. What else? We have an access point in this room. Access points covering this area. It's hitting the kitchen. It's hitting the study next door. It's also hitting the deck outside. And we have the cutest doggy ever. She's very shy. She's camera shy. I think that's it for the first floor. We have a brilliant touchscreen, little wall pad here that the homeowner put in himself. Tony, how hard was this to install?
It was really difficult, which I called you guys over to do it.
How long did it take you?
Oh, it took 2 days.
2 days. 2 days to install brilliant. I will say, like I told Tony, anytime it's more than one receptacle or switch, it's a nightmare. And that's because a lot of things. Okay. All right, let's go down, take a look at the rack, and see where it all came together, or where it all started, however you want to consider it or think about it. So in this room, in the future, it's going to be walled off. It's going to be a utility room, so we decided this is the best location for the rack. And here we have our rack. Here we have our rack wiring, power on one side, data on the other side. All our network equipment, this is our UDM, our ISP equipment, this is our switching device, and this is how we terminated the cables with a vertical cable patch panel. It's Crone type, everything's Cat6A. I should state that the home is wired entirely with Cat6A. It's good to go for 10 gig data transmission throughout the entire house, which is really cool. It's really future-proof. For power distribution, we did a simple trip light, power supply, but also surge protection to protect all this equipment and the subsequent equipment that's tied to this. Anything ported in is, I guess, at risk, so it's always good to have surge protection, not only for this equipment, but the equipment that's plugged in as well. That's about it. This one, total 11 circuits we built, plus a coaxial. We did about 12 circuits here, all in a finished wall environment. And it took us 3 days. They were long, hard days, most definitely. But we try to fulfill the needs of our clients, let's say, even if it's a time budget we're working. And when people move in, they want services immediately, and we have no problem accommodating that. So I'm very happy with the way this came out. The wiring's just beautiful. Everyone's happy as well, homeowners. They basically went from a barely Wi-Fi situation to whole house hardwired and beautiful Wi-Fi situation.
Oh my gosh, is that the Dreamedia van in my neighborhood? What? Wait, Dreamedia, come back!